There is a land in the Indian desert of Rajasthan where children are born with a heritage. A treasure they learn to understand and love. Here, gardens, animals, and trees are seen as the most precious gifts. The act of planting a tree is sacred. Animals are treated as man's equal, fed, cared for, and loved like brothers and sisters. For 5 centuries, the Bishnoi soul has been shaped by love and respect for living things. This has become their faith, their struggle. The furnace that is Marusali. This is the Indian name for Thar, which means land of the dead. Each day, Rana Ram Bishnoi travels for miles in the blazing sun. Water is scarce here.
These trees were planted 2 years ago. I've been planting trees for years. I can't read, but I know I have planted about 22,000 trees. Plants are good for us all. They provide oxygen, flowers, and fruit.
In Rajasthan, those who know Rana Ram call him the friend of the trees. For years, he has been battling against the advancing desert which threatens the survival of his village.
The ground gets dry and the temperature reaches 113 degrees. Every year there is less and less rain. And anyway, it doesn't arrive in time for planting. There's usually a garden here. But with the lack of water, the shrubs are dry. There should be grass and greenery. I love greenery. Greenery is beautiful. And it's good for sitting on, sleeping on, or just being there.
One reason Rana Ram loves trees so much is that he is a Bishnoi. The history of these people goes back 600 years, when the earth was undergoing a terrible drought. A wise man had a vision. The ravaged earth was wreaking vengeance for the wounds inflicted by man. The world was abandoned to chaos and condemned to disappear. The wise man's name was Jamboji, and in order to avert his gloomy prediction, he preached the poetic verses of a new religion, for which he set out 29 simple rules. In Hindi, 29 is Bishnoi. Among them are, do not cut down green trees, do not eat meat, show compassion for all living beings. Before he died, Jamboji promised his followers that he would return to the earth in the form of a black buck antelope. Since then, the animal has become the most sacred of all, and the Bishnois hold it in the highest reverence. And yet on the plains, the mythical animal watches man with mistrust.
My son heard a gunshot. He went to the top of the dunes, and he saw poachers carrying off a dead gazelle. He went after them and said, "You can kill me, but I will never let you leave with the gazelle." So the poachers shot him in the chest, and he fell down dead with the gazelle in his arms.
Punam Chan was only 6 years old when his father died.
This is the grave of my father, Sri Gangaramji Bishnoi. He died saving a gazelle on August 12, 2000. He is an example for the whole world, for the Bishnoi community, and for others as well. His sacrifice is an outstanding example for us all.
God gave us wisdom. For our guide, Jamboji, castes have no importance, only actions. Anyone who follows the rules is a Bishnoi.
If I have to give my life like my father, I will do it. Because we are ready to do it, for the love of our community. If the occasion arises, I will try and be equal to it.
The young dead father and the gazelle now lie in rest side by side. The story of Gangaram has passed beyond the borders of Rajasthan. He has posthumously received the country's highest honor for his defense of wildlife. While heroes give their lives for animals, in the desert a wind is blowing for which the Bishnois were not prepared. One man, thought of as an eccentric by his own community, has decided to wage war against this plague. Kamu Ram Bishnoi is one of those valiant few who never give up.
I've been fighting against plastic bags now for 5 to 7 years. Trees are dying because they are covered with plastic. Plants are disappearing. Pollution is spreading across the earth, in the rivers, the oceans, and the lakes. People throw food away with the bags, and the milk cows that eat them can die. Doctors found 110 pounds of plastic in a cow's stomach. In the oceans, fish are dying too as they eat the plastic. When people see me picking up plastic, they think I'm crazy. They don't understand that I'm picking up garbage. It's shameful. But I've dedicated my whole life to that. I promised myself that one day I'll succeed. This is what I want you to make.
And what size for the round part?
About 18 inches.
The wider it is, the heavier it is. It's 5 feet high, right? The round part should be a rod 5/8 of an inch in diameter.
Let's make it 3 feet high. How much will that cost?
I'll have to work it out.
During a trip to France, Kamu Ram discovered the public trash can. It was a revelation. He invented a Bishnoi version. He is convinced that this prototype will allow him to involve other members of his community to obtain finance so it can be mass-produced.
Do it carefully, as if it were a product for export. Put it on there. It needs to be solid. Very good. I'm happy with that. That's good work. I really like it.
In business, sports, and politics, some Bishnoi personalities have found success beyond Rajasthan. Manupal and Dhruv Pal Godara are polo stars in India, and Kamu Ram is determined to rally them to his cause.
When I heard about you, I wanted to meet you with all my heart. I have come to you to ask you for your help.
We'll give you all the help you need. Our father is a nature lover. He's concerned about the environment and likes everything to be clean.
So, surely he'll want to help me.
Well, go and see him. My brother and I will tell him that you will be visiting.
Oh, I'm so proud that you will do this for me. I'm writing this letter to the Prime Minister of Rajasthan. He's banned plastic bags since August 2010, but this law is not applied by all government departments. So I'm asking them to apply it completely, and that all stores and their customers use cloth bags as much as possible. In this way, the environment can be saved. Each time I pick up a bag and put it in the can, it's as if Jamboji was patting me on the shoulder and saying, "Well done. That's good work. Very good."
Jamboji is venerated and worshipped as a holy man. His teachings are the heart of Bishnoi society. Born in the middle of the 15th century into a family of Rajput hunters, Jamboji was a timid, quiet child and devoted himself to looking after his family's animals. It was only at age 34 when he had a revelation and began to teach his message of love and respect for wildlife. To this day, young Bishnois are strongly influenced by the personality of the prophet. Ranveer has just had his 12th birthday. He is going to the temple of Jajiwal. He is epileptic, and this is not the first time he has been to the temple far from his home to receive treatment through the spirit of the sage. Today, however, his father is accompanying him probably for the last time. The boy has chosen to receive instruction from a priest, which may result in him becoming a monk too.
I came to see the master because I was in bad health. I felt better, and I like this religious life. Now, I want to find understanding and become a holy man. I want to be a guide for future generations.
You will have to serve the saints and fetch water for the trees and animals that surround us. Agreed?
Do you understand, Ranveer? You must always obey the master's orders. Say your prayers morning and evening. Tell the beads of your rosary and always obey the master. Be good and wise, okay?
By agreeing to follow this spiritual path, Ranveer knows that he will rarely see his family home. From now on, the temple will be his home, and he will only leave it to go to school. With his spiritual master, he will learn to meditate twice a day, at dawn and at dusk. With his heart filled with love for all living things, he will learn to make offerings in the sacred fire and sing the glory of the prophet.
I come here to buy trees every year. All these trees are good, especially the neems. They stand up to the heat very well.
Well, cut that one and bury it up to here.
Were they grown here?
Yes, in the ground here.
So you don't prepare many of them.
Yes.
They take longer. I was born in a simple family. We Bishnois don't live in the higher social classes, so I do what I can to save money. This way I can come and buy shrubs every year. These trees are good for the whole of humanity. They are priceless. Here, there is a desert. By planting trees, we are protected from the heat and sun. And this incites others to plant trees too.
Kajarli is called the Kingdom of the Trees. Behind the hammering of the sculptors who are building a temple, the sanctuary resounds to the ancient and awful story of the bloody axes which struck the community more than 2 centuries ago. On the 10th day of the month of Bhadra, it is said that the Maharaja's soldiers arrived to cut down the forest of acacia trees. A woman by the name of Amrita Devi stood up to them and offered them her life. "A severed head is better than a felled tree," she said proudly. It was the start of a massacre. 363 villagers gave their lives to save the trees until the news reached the Maharaja. Astounded by such devotion, he banned hunting and tree felling on the Bishnoi land. A temple is now being built in Kajarli. It will contain these frescoes in memory of the sacrifice of those courageous ancestors. Water, the precious source of life, is becoming ever rarer in the Thar Desert. In the midday sun, the sight of these women digging the earth in searing heat says much about their devotion.
Because water is scarce, we're making a pond. The government gives us wages and allows us to drink the water with our animals. It is a promise to the future. The famine of the last 3 years has made us sad, so we dig this pond for our village.
A child is born. According to the teachings of Jamboji, his mother will be totally committed to him for 30 days, during which time her daily tasks will be carried out by the child's father. The voice of a Rao chants the birth of the child, a chant more than 2,000 years old. From village to village throughout Rajasthan, men from the Rao caste keep the registers of life and death.
These books are the work of our ancestors. We are responsible for writing the history of the Bishnoi. We've been writing this history since the beginnings of humanity. Before paper existed, we passed it down orally. And now we have written history for the Bishnois that goes back 500 years. We write in Pingal, from the name of our ancestor, Rao Pingal. We are the only ones that understand this language.
Take the lotus position. Sit down, keep your back straight, and you will stay in good health. After this position, lie down once more. Lay your head on your knees. Keep your feet together. Don't laugh. Not only the Bishnois, but all humanity can change its future. If we go against nature, the result will be what we're seeing today. If we follow the Bishnoi laws and walk in the footsteps of Jamboji, the future will be glorious, not only for the present, but for decades to come.
I feel very proud to be a Bishnoi. It is a pure form of life, which offers good reincarnations. We are friends and lovers of nature. Bishnois have always believed that well-being in life means dedicating oneself entirely to nature. It's because I'm so proud to be a Bishnoi that God has made me so kind.
The Bishnois chant their devotion to the gods of the Hindu cosmogony morning and evening. Fire, the symbol of eternal life, is the medium through which to communicate to the spirit of Jamboji. Feeding it is a sacred act, an offering to Vishnu. The fire carries away in its flames the bad spirits. It radiates purity and creates a divine circle. Cars, motorcycles, trucks. The Bishnoi monk blesses the most precious goods. Kamuram seizes the opportunity to persuade him of the usefulness of his trash cans.
We can use jute bags and fill them. Could you ask the pilgrims?
This is very good. I like it very much.
Could we put one in the temple?
Yes, of course. If we'd known before, we could have already done it.
Next time. May I leave, Master?
Yes, be happy.
Oh! 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 Oh!
These are my children, says old Ranaram talking about his gazelles. The lady gazelles are the sisters of our women, the antelopes our sons, the oxen the members of our family, and the kedri trees are holy men. The almost extinct Chinkara gazelles have found refuge in the land of Jamboji. They know that here there will always be grain and water for them. Every morning, Ranveer exchanges his novice's clothing for his school uniform and becomes an ordinary schoolboy. Smiling and chatting, there is nothing to set him apart from his classmates. In the Republic of India, each pupil's day begins with the national anthem and the adoption of moral principles.
प्लस 4 और इसको इधर लाएंगे तो माइनस 164 बराबर।
In Jodhpur, Kamuram is about to leave.
Give me the camera in case I need it.
Here, I don't like you carrying that trash can.
I can't do anything about it. I have to leave. Water the plants, take care of everything. I'll be back in 5 days.
Kamuram is setting off for a long trip northwards to the Punjab. He has an appointment with the rich father of the polo players. The great pilgrimage of Mukam will soon take place, in which hundreds of thousands of pilgrims will come and scatter the waste of modern civilization. For Kamuram, much is at stake. He has to convince this man to finance the cloth sacks and trash cans to prevent the religious festivals from becoming a chaos of garbage blown by the winds.
I made this trash can for the pilgrimage. A jute sack is hung here, and you put your trash inside it.
ड्योड़ी धरती प्यारी लागे मने कारो कारो प्रदूषण रो धुओं लागे प्रदूषण रो धुओं कारो कारो हरियाली प्यारी प्यारी जंगलों की ये प्यारी प्यारी हरी हरी चुंदड़ लागे हरी भरी धरती तो स्वर्ग की राजधानी लागे मने कारो कारो प्रदूषण रो धुओं लागे मने कारो कारो.
When the fog disperses, the road victims appear. Buried in a white shroud, as humans are by the Bishnois, this young Chinkara mother has left behind an orphan of only a few weeks old, still too young to survive alone in the wild.
His mother is dead, and we have buried her. We will take care of him. We'll help him to grow, and then we'll let him go. He'll go back to the forest. He's taking the milk well. If he didn't drink, we Bishnois would not mind giving him human milk. And then he would suckle at my wife's breast. She did it 2 years ago. There's no shame in doing that.
The active protection of animals continues thanks to the work of the NGO Tiger Force. Ramnivach Bishnoi is part of it.
Are you still far away? Who's with you? The fawn was grazing. 3 dogs came and ran after him. Some people were nearby and chased the dogs away. Then they brought the fawn to us.
They are like custodians of the desert, and more than 1,000 have joined the cause. The members of the Tiger Force watch over, nurse, and defend wild animals against poachers, car drivers, and stray dogs.
Its stomach was damaged. The fawn was dead on arrival. If it had arrived in time, we would have had a 50% chance of saving it. Each year we have 30% more animals. Today I'm sad that we didn't save the fawn. Dog bites are a real problem. Stray dogs are the cause of many wild animals' deaths. And if it continues, in a few years, there will be nothing but dogs in the countryside.
Stray dogs. The Indian authorities are trying to find a solution outside of the town. But there's no euthanasia here. The tenants are kept here for life.
Everything belongs to the state. Over there, the dogs are fed. There are over 1,000 dogs, and we feed them twice a day. The municipality catches them and sends them to us.
After traveling for 2 days, Kamu Ram finally arrives in the Punjab at Colonel Udaipal Gadara's estate in the village of Abohar. All he has to do now is convince the rich businessman to help him. The colonel made his fortune in citrus fruits and cereals. At the beginning of the last century, his grandfather was the first to come and settle in the Punjab. It is said that he forced several families to follow him to these far-off lands, but they can have regretted it. The soil here is more fertile and the water much more abundant than in Rajasthan. Quinoa, a local variety of mandarin, are a specialty of its orchards. Gadara uses only natural fertilizers and collects rainwater to irrigate his plantations.
The fruit will be ripe for Diwali in November. We can sow soon. The ground's cool.
Yes, the earth's green. There's some humidity.
And the humidity will not evaporate. It's a very good thing to follow the precepts of the Prophet. To have the will to keep a clean environment, where you can always plant trees, pick up plastic, and throw away trash. When the water, air, and earth are clean, this is a great success. I will help Kamu Ram to carry on with his work.
A turban to keep your head held high, fruit and soap as baggage. For the first time, Rana Ram takes his grandson on the greatest Bishnoi pilgrimage. The late prophet's resting place is in Mukam, in a mausoleum so big that it touches the sky, promises Rana Ram.
I am very happy to be a Bishnoi. Bishnois are naturally kind. We dress in white because white is a symbol of peace. What have we here? A Bishnoi never deserts a cow. Let's take it to the farm. We feed on its milk. So a Bishnoi must never abandon a cow.
Cows may still be sacred in India, but these days they have a hard time. At the end of their lives, they are often abandoned and left to roam wild.
This cow was in the forest. I'm taking it to the animal sanctuary.
Was she abandoned?
Yes. Can you take care of her?
Give her to me. Our sanctuary is well known and popular.
There are 330 million gods and goddesses in a cow. This cow might have been left by anyone, but the Bishnois never abandon a cow. And so I'm taking her to the sanctuary.
This is Jamboji's cow sanctuary. We look after wounded or aging cows. In the Indian religion, we are servants of the cow. There are about 1,200 of them here. They are fed and cared for by 25 to 30 men. And even if they've stopped giving milk, we keep them anyway. I feel very happy. Being a Bishnoi is a very pure feeling. Saving animals, looking after plants and forests, this is the goal of the Bishnoi religion. A Bishnoi's life is a very beautiful life.
How funny to bump into each other here. Hey, look at my invention.
That's a great idea.
You hang a jute sack here.
And put a sign in front that says trash.
That's it.
Good. That will stop animals eating plastic. Let's share some melon.
Call the others.
Thanks to God, there are a lot of melons this year.
How's the fawn?
He's growing. He runs so fast that dogs can't catch him anymore. He's better now and started to graze.
Show me. He's in good shape?
Oh, yes, he's grown. He's not a baby anymore. We fed him with milk. We'll release him into the wild in 5 to 7 months. He's starting to eat grass now.
Good, my congratulations. I'm going on the pilgrimage.
हमें बिश्नोई शब्दों को तरंगों गुरु का पेछाई सवदर्शन जिनके
Like Kamaram on foot or by bus and Ranaram by cart, nearly 500,000 pilgrims travel hundreds of miles to converge on Mukam, the birthplace of the Bishnoi faith. For 48 hours, Mukam, with its marble mausoleum, will become the beating heart of the Bishnoi community.
The developed countries always talk about protecting the environment. Every time there's a conference, they talk a lot, but they never take any concrete decisions and never really do anything. The big countries pollute the world in the name of development. But did you know that Jamboji warned us about this 550 years ago?
गुरु जम्बेश्वर भगवान ने
5 centuries ago, in the shade of this tree, Jamboji preached. This great and noble kedri, the holy tree of the Bishnois, has become a place for offerings and contemplation. People come here to scratch very delicately at the miraculous bark. At the foot of the temple, people mill around the street vendors who sell havan. The coconut and clarified butter, a symbol of delicacy, is meant for the gods and for Jamboji. An offering which is ritually thrown into the flames while pilgrims circle the fire. Merry-go-rounds and stalls combine with the pilgrimage and give the appearance of a fun fair. But above the ruckus of the street, Kamu Ram's war cry can be heard as he sounds out the temple merchants.
When did you get here?
Today,
What are you doing?
we organize this march to keep the pilgrimage clean.
And how will you do that?
We'll make people aware of the problem and pick up trash.
Good, the pilgrimage will be clean.
And I'm not alone.
The Bishnoi religion was born here, and our mission of cleanliness must begin here too.
Cleansing is imperative. No caste likes uncleanliness.
Everything must stay clean. Even the gazelles clean where they sit.
With your help, the government has voted a law banning plastic. I'm with you. Let's pick up the trash.
At the foot of the mausoleum, pilgrims crowd around the dune of Samrathal, where the prophet pronounced his 29 rules. They come here to accomplish one of the teachings of the master. to put up barriers against the desert by bringing sand or soil so as to protect crops. To make this symbolic gesture, thousands of devotees walk for hours, carried along by their faith. Not long ago, the dune was covered by a multicolored hodgepodge of plastic bags which still poke up through the sand. Thanks to the determination of Kamu Ram, pilgrims hardly use them anymore and prefer to use cloth bags instead. This is his first great victory. The sacred dune's plastic scars are healing, old habits are being changed. But Kamu Ram, the ubiquitous and tireless Don Quixote, watches over the recalcitrants.
Don't use plastic bags. It is forbidden. Plastic is forbidden. No, no.
Don't fight, okay? That's enough. That's enough.
The kitchens are bustling. In 2 days, more than 800,000 meals have to be served. The food is free. Just take a seat and wait to be served.
Anyone home? Wait till you see what I brought from the pilgrimage. Now sit down. This is the award I received from the wildlife organization. Look, we're in the magazine photos. We're picking up plastic bags. You're in them too. When I first started picking up trash, my wife was very angry with me. She said, "You're dirty, I'm not washing your clothes." The other women said to her, "Your husband is a trash man." Now when I speak to her about it, she's much happier than before. I've received honors. She's very happy now.
I've been planting trees for many years now. You are still a child, but this is your duty as well. We will always need trees. We must plant more and more of them. Only then, Marwar, our country, may be saved.
For over 500 years, the Bishnois have lived by the teachings of a sage. Love, compassion, and commitment to nature have allowed them to survive in one of the most arid of deserts. They bear witness to a world where man one day was able to change his destiny.